Then at the 16th day of September 2021, the Salone government with the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary School Education say then don't do a survey, then get a data where they shouldn't say punishment na school ibokun. Whose punishment? Me and you, we go school na Salone, and no say if you late for go school, na homework you not submit to, na answer you not get correct to. It just depend on how you meet the teacher, that particular day. Even if na noise causes, it depend the mood where you meet the teacher, you will get punished. If na cane now, if na pick the pin now, if na for team up on top the table, is you one foot, then stretch it 2 hands, like say they fly like Bodo. You name it. All. For we will go Albert Academy, na board, then call them bat. And they take beat you board. What else? Government say, it look like a for say, inside we school them. To say na government school no more. Government school, private school, government assisted school. As long as that thing gets school param, they not forbid the picking the way they go there. Teachers them, principals them, not forbid school picking. When this thing come out today, you get people them where they for, you get people them where they against. The one the way they for say due to the bad experience them we then get in a school, some people man they outline. The one them where they against say if you keep the cane, then ready for deal with pikin we go give you a headache. But the government say then they come with a different approach where they don't already begin for teach the teachers them how for go about this. You get people now where they say wait to even outside within the diaspora and they beat we picking them. So no difference if they not beat them as Salone. Okay. Government not start this yet. But my dear, they want to make we know say this is a road it they come. Let's read the press release from the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. Then call an anti-corporal punishment initiative na school them. When me say then go against anti enough or do that kind of punishment in a school. Then say Wednesday, the 15th day of September 2021, on be yesterday, the Cabinet of Sierra Leone they approved a memorandum. This tell we say the cabinet that in Sidom for approve a memorandum where the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education begin to them. Because that's, if they approve something, that's something we then give them. And the memorandum they then call them the anti-corporal initiative, the corporal punishment initiative. Now schools them. Then say this particular policy, where they name the anti-corporal punishment initiative, it go promote positive discipline methods. Okay. All right. Positive discipline methods and effectively reinforce a ban on the practice of corporal punishment in all schools. So, in exchange for that bit where they beat school picking them, then go come out with positive discipline methods. You are asking me now, say, triple, which one are the positive discipline methods? Hey. Okay. Now wait. Just come out and say, what's in picking leg if you pull him from him, rather than for beat him, he feels say na the most effective way for make you discipline the pikin. So, waiting the pikin they enjoy in a salon school, George. Waiting for take from him. Même Zobi Safa say, he say when him be they go Amadia, waiting a Kisi Dockyard, the early 80s, if you let, then get something we then call Mao Mao Society. Who sign 12 teachers there, 6 on each side. Now the main entrance that did in the 2 line. Then the all 2 came them each for bit only one the way can lit. Now, insane like for say, na typical child abuse that one day. Okay. Judge Kamal say recess. Okay, that's how then can go for lunch, break, and that's the day. Alright. Then there's some schools, I remember where we go school safe. Lunch time, some teacher they tell you not for go na do eat you lunch inside class. You need to go play with your company na do. But for secondary school, you know now they do that one day. But I'll continue. Then go introduce the positive discipline methods and effectively reinforce a ban on practice of corporal punishment and all school them nationwide. Include governments, their own school, the school where governments they assist with, community school now, and private school. So as long as na school, you not get forbid the picking. Okay. They say according to the most recent strengthening accountability building inclusion, what they call SABI, then a strengthening accountability building inclusion, SABI. SABI reports almost all 89% of students that they talk say then they beat them at school. 89% of school picking the way they talk say then they beat them at school. Then go beat them more than 1 time per week na school. They say that then are the most common frequent reports we then get by 56% of students them. They say the one them we likely for reports say them beat them every day. Now students them with disability. Students them with disability say almost every day then they beat them na school. And say that's like 7%. 5% now without disability. Now they say almost every day then they beat them na school. About 83% say they can beat them more than once a week. na school, including the one that will get beleo when a woman them. The Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education say then they look for ways for completely remove violence against students. So now so then call them. They beat where the teachers then they beat the students them, then say now violence against students from all we schools them within the country. Then they find ways. Remember, they don't tell we just not say, then go introduce positive way for do this thing. So now they say then they seek for completely remove the violence against students them from we schools them na the entire country. In order for make them go do this, the ministry go implement a comprehensive policy and strategy we go include training and support for teachers in positive discipline. So the ministry go train teachers them. The ministry go show the teachers them, take them cane na their hand, take them punishment ideas from them, and show them how they go able for positively discipline the pikin. Okay? Currently, inside saloon, they say the teachers that will get in a saloon, they don't already begin teach them the positive discipline techniques. They say mostly now the teaching training institution them will get in the country. But they also know this one. They say in order for make them properly pull this thing where the teacher them be don't used to where they don't lack for bit speaking in a school, further training is necessary. So that training where then they get now, or where then they don't get, where then they go and then different college institution they for go train them out for teach speaking them. Then say they acknowledge, they agree say for that training need for be given to their teachers there. As such, the ministry go develop a positive discipline alternatives to corporal punishment. I think say the teachers them then get for go exchange them canes them. Now the ministry they will tell all the teachers them for cow them cane there, then give them the positive discipline book, let or waiting. How this okay? Judge Kamara say for beat speaking, it gets a negative psychological effect, and it not the drive away recidivism. Okay. Alright. Let's continue with what the ministry they tell we. Then go develop positive discipline when an alternative to the corporal punishment. Then go give them manual. We are training with the inside there for the positive discipline. We go aimed for end the violence now we schools them. If ministry not left for call this thing violence, tender reach out the council, all the teachers they will be between a school. If not be violence against we the school picking them back then, just like waiting Mems will be Safa tell we. Now Mao more whatever they call her Mao two them be gets na Amadia. 12 teachers all to kin they beat speaking them for can cross. Ugo sue the hollow if na be violence against school picking there. Alright. But anyway, then say this manual go offer the teachers them training in alternative discipline techniques. Then say through in-service training where then they practice for be teachers. Also by the Teaching Service Commission and initial teacher training by the teacher training institutions them all over the country. Community and civil society stakeholders them go play a critical role for guarantee say all we picking them then protect them na school and na house. The ministry they count on we all cooperation. The last line. Community and civil society stakeholders them then get big critical role for play by this for guarantee say we picking them then be protected na school and na house. Because you know what thing get for happen not to so. In T, they know they beat you at school again. Ah well, the teacher and the parents now then go be the good body now. Because in T government now pull paper it say they not for beat speaking house. The teacher ain't go they lay complaint to the parents. Then the parents ain't go they do the discipline house. That now for the one they way discipline. But the one that will not discipline now, well, nothing not get for come up behind it. That if the teacher feels say anyone for give up, that in corporal punishment. Anyone for give them up. Moses Flomo say, them be the beat every day in school. When be they go school today? He say, but them beat and say, can that warm, can that cold? In get used to them. When be they go school, in be they ready for the beat. So now then 2 trusses, now be the way. Just so that in go get ready for waiting get for come before. What do you been they do? For balance the beat na school. Umar na LSA, he say he almost fitting one by former teacher then because he be one bitter. What thing you do for get away with? Now the ministry say violence against school picking them. Now na so they don't call them. How is this gonna work in our own society? Okay. This na Augustine Bami Anthony, we na manager na education radio na the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary. He said this are the dangers of the punishment who can they get at school. For go learn. He said what they say corporal punishment all thing mix inside it. The bito, the spanking, the slappo. Yeah, some teacher don't want the slap. We slap you first, but you yes the ring. You see blackout. Hey. Okay. He say pinch you. When then jack you, like say he pull you, he jack you. Like some man at the yes, he dey twist, yes, he dey twist, he dey twist. Some man na bang, na boxy, they go, you can do bang you, he blow you. My dear, all these things, not say AAA, they exaggerate. You see her. If you not see yourself, you hear. Hey, matter you no be say, in your time, in a book, now it be they use for packing, for go school. Hey. Judge Koba say, in things say this measure, you don't long overdue if you ask him. Madina didn't say this is sorry, it's sad. Ahmed Tijanba say, AAA, how about the bats? I tell you, just take care, Ahmed, because I don't talk about Angis now. How about the bats? Would them be the bats we waste there? Na Albert Academy. Even you were the sixth form, yes, then they bat you. Now board. And they make an at the school workshop, or if they not get safe, then go to bench and chair there. Now in the teachers then they use for bat you board. Na Albert Academy. For ready for student now, say na be violence against school picking then go able team up. But now follow waiting by me say. Because it don't describe, they're not limited to, but these are some of the common one them who they find na schools them around Sierra Leone, where teachers then they use for punish school picking them. Agnes Ulema Tubangua say, him be they pay 50,000 for every term where they write in name. Now remember, it is shaking head. Basil, Basil say, Amadia can relate to this. Oh yes. And we don't tell you now just now. Mr. Professor Albert Lance and Adonka. He say we talk about corporal punishment. When in the define them na in correctional system and the practice class as punishment. Example of corporal punishment now where the beat speaking the whip am. Okay, let's just go over again. Just a reminder. Until you say, well, in get local, they not be beat them na Annie Walsh. Corporal punishment, all entire mix, but not limited to them. Not to them no more. For beat speaking, for slap, for pinch, for jackan, take them by close, you jackan, you shake. For twisting, yes. For bangam, or for take something, you knock 'em. All they want in day. Or then say then get some teachers them where they take tin them and tell Pikin for eater. Where you know say the Pikin don't want, you know like 'em. It they force 'em for consume tin them where the Pikin don't want. They say you get some teacher them where they even tell Pikin them for eat soap or cayenne pepper for lick 'em. Hi. Harsh physical punishment not they improve school Pikin in behavior or in academic punishment performance. Harsh physical punishment na school not they improve school Pikin in behavior or in academic performance. Okay. Una no can say just on a triple na talk na for Sue. So I see who said don't begin talk for Sue. Okay, même so be Safa they ask about this corporal punishment where we professor they talk about. He say if they get a statute of limitation because something Amadia get for good on the books for say they sue them. Patricia Ma say he say about time for making them end this. He say because he sabi some teacher then we evil na be their name. But she say in Amadia teacher and beat him 24 with cable na in back. Judge Kamal say we want a class action litigation against the government and we demand hey Papa God. Well, una know let they pull this thing no. Because if class action no begin come, hey. And if they demand reparation for waiting physical, emotional, and psychological abuses, they will go through the intended day. Well, not think so while they pull up for the way they are already now. A joker be the joko. But seriously though, now then they call them violence against school picking them. Ha. All right. Kadirim, Sise Mansari say, he say for St. Joseph Yun, then be they crawl. Una be they crawl na ground. How? And around the compound where the sun wham. And where they reach na house, even for team up, then they struggle. Wow. Wow. But Tansan I say you can sue. You can sue in America, not to saloon. Alright. Let's continue. They say they want them where they give picking soup, pepper. Like seriously? Now they not to punishment again. Not to punishment. They say beaucoup school picking them where they don't knock or they don't do beaucoup other harsh thing them too in the name of disciplinary action. They say them picking and they will then find out more about them. Depression, fear, and anger. Depression, fear, and anger. The one that will go the support go say, yes, that's true. The one that will not the support, they say, me them beat me say, who's depression again? But she say if we make the case, now SLT, you say Alone Teachers Union, now we go make the case against. Juni Sabangwa say, he said the worst one, now then they give you cutlass for go cut grass. While the other one then a class, then give you cutlass to go cut grass because you late. Even if not just for 1 minute. He says so, if you're late for morning devotion, he might as well just skip class. Not go school, ladidi. Because where you go, then they go give you grass for cut. But who picking them, we subject to them kind thing, we then find out, report they show say, then get problem with depression, then they afraid, and then get anger. Them school picking there frequently then can drop out from school activities. And even for go school safe, then they left. Then they drop out from school. But I know be say yes, AAA, hey, you dey crawl with your knee. FSSG do am. Patricia Myers, they confirm. Say that was disgusting. They say them picking who can drop out from school because of the NTR can often develop deteriorating peer relationship. It can difficult for make them concentrate. Then they can achieve better in a school. And they can get antisocial behavior, intense dislike for authority, and can they rebel against authority. Or they don't big say now, then get power. Say nobody need they can't treat me like how that teacher be treat me. And they get tendency for avoid school, and the list goes on. They say the prevalent use of physical violence against school picking them overall, it threatens the schooling atmosphere, and even the picking not the able for perform academically. Some man they say with this kind of condition, we they perform the how they perform. If we take them off, we go see how we go do better na school. Better one. And so some man they say. I don't know what in you they say. They say often people them school picking them will experience this, so even the one who just watch will witness them. Then self can develop some violent behaviors them. We sometimes they unbug the class. If they got some picking the way no say you do am you no do how they can beat her. Can that one can that cool? Well, let one they it don't society teacher they punish speaking say beat speaking say at the end of the day the teacher na against. Because the picking in mindsets now all don't change. They say over 60 countries them across the world don't ban corporal punishments in schools them. But then go teach the picking them acceptable behaviors them, including how to make good choices and exercise self-control. Alright, then are just a small piece where Augustine Bami Anthony, when I manage an education radio at the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary School, writes. Waiting na you yon take on this matter. I don't see Boku already at the comments na Facebook for beat school picking. Madina to didn't say na true. Teacher, taking shoe, a conking grand picking na head. But come and say, well, always then tear a decal the flip side. He say, some school picking now go and take the advantage for begin for disrespect them teachers them. Because they know say teacher no go beat them. And then one them wake can that cool week and don't feel say, well, anything when I end that. Judge Kamara say that one day, and then can lead to animal cruelty. Material no be say, but wait to skipule. With all them punishments here. We get school picking they still come with flying colors. And Mami Kano say, a double, it be the double. Double line be the most common one. You get some teacher themselves before he beats you. They can't touch you first for know if you double the pants or waiting. Easy be say, enjoy the smile, but not the fact. Alright. Mohammed Lucini they ask, waiting wrong for beat speaking. Then mama and papa say them beat them and then come out for be good than waiting they say today. The same thing say for beat school picking in necessary. Okay. Look out us friend. Let me hear waiting he get for we today. Welcome on board us friend. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, AAA, for giving the platform. And thanks to all the listeners and viewers. And thanks again to our leaders for bringing initiatives and what they say they will help. As long as then they put safeguard in place and try to maintain how they will always say as in the say they will teach them how they will control. But when did they look at this corporal punishment, when are physical punishments, they try for look at say then they try for say this now a kind of a physical way where you make let person feel something say you don't do them. But looking at it from a different perspective, it look arguable. But here is the idea, which is a very good idea, initiative, because when you look at physical punishment and corporal punishment, wouldn't they say, it actually they lead to a lot of adverse effects then we then don't mention in terms of that physical aspect. But to some extent, then they find out say it increase aggressiveness. Who begin they become aggressive. That now waiting then look at the behavior and say it change. That now the one that will be done study why they actually left pull corporal punishment and based on their self waiting and they do so. They look at from say if they become disruptive, begin to become disruptive more and more in a class, and then that disruptiveness they become a bit distracted again. As they become distracted, and then as they become destructive. And when they become destructive, now they actually get other things the way they bring up now in behavior, it is something it become vandalism. It's like this is actually could end up. But when you outweigh the things there, it's very difficult. Because what you bring about all this, when they say Europe, other places, and they don't take them up, who say for take up. Now actually, now the human rights in law, in terms of the European human rights, it was, I think, in 1979. Yes, in 1979. In Scotland, I see a documentary because I look at it. Now, Scotland, then, when they get two picking, they would then go to school because then they beat the hand, the palm. Because they beat the arm, this palm and leather, also the waist for so. Now, so then we did in Scotland, the picking they refuse for take this punishment. One pound they go na host, he go meet him, mama, he go tell her, see they don't suspend her because he refused for take this. So because of this, and carry case na court, but it take them 4 years for them were able to reach an agreement between 1979 to 82 where they actually agree. So because Scotland are part of UK, that for UK they don't say well no. So now then pass the law now based on the Human Rights Act, where the European human rights rulings and pass it for stop her. So they put her into law in 1986, between 82 and 86. So they put her, then later they extend her to private schools. So in other words, you don't forget any physical chastisement. You don't for chastise became physically in any way. But then just safeguard what we can later too. But that now they own reason why they put her. America back follow up later after that now to 2003. But then because of the law America get, not to all states then they take them. Some states then they still get corporal punishment in the form of mild chastisement, they call them. But the chastisement now, if we on government as a council, they're able for put them, say that is part of them package in trying to teach the students and the teachers them, and the one that we concern, that might help again. But you get other areas about what are psychological problems that we individual then get. So all them things that they get for look into them. But first, as I say, these are the reasons why they stop them, because it affect the picking behavior, it cause them for become distracted, it become for them, it go get a lot of fear for go, and then it creates anger. That anger, then that one day where they say it become destructive, that disruptiveness they now, then they begin to disturb because it don't become disruptive, because you're not able to organize itself. They find out that the only way that one that will voice out. But those are individuals the way you go feel say that particular behavioral pattern, that particular psychological problem where they deal with that issue, they get for understand. But overall, we look at how the punishment we don't in a salon, it may look very it be very tense somehow. Because I can remember what did they go school, the primary school, when they say let them back them. They say let them back and when they back you, they not just hold your hand. Sunday, if you get my way tall, you go back, you go just hold your hand then as they hang them by shoulder, they bring them in belly tight. But Sunday they can back you your foot and they bring them before you can hand them. So that they turn it back. Those are all areas they wouldn't be look extreme. Sunday then go sit and lay on the table. People then they hold you now your foot, people then they hold you now your hand. Then they fall little straight. They can't put you back. Then so they pinch you back. Those were extreme way. But all the factors like it talks to detention, talking at class, somehow they escape, somehow they become aggressive, and even there even to the secondary school level. And the secondary school level back, it be so tense because so they not be they put you in a table. But the tell you now their pattern they can with one the way they move not to say far with that for explain about say this now people and it's not side by side and beat you. But what do you mean try for lead to let government try to understand, let leader and try to understand that's how they will able to put a kind of a teaching process for let them go identify waiting make certain people behave certain behavior them. Apart from late coming, apart from because the pikin not dress fine, because of the bit where you not come here, I like you wear dress fine, or if you put less, or you pull your shirt, like the man they say put less, put your shirt inside you share you trousers like belt or late time. So all those were small things, but they've been getting one way it be say because of your education and factor back where they understand, then they say no can't do hot mental, then they beat you all for those things. So those are the areas and therefore distinguish the one they win and the one how they will deal with them, and then the one they want to relate or other things and find a way where in not to a physical chastisement, chastisement will become so hard, but it will become very reasonable when they will prove this tier so, like in the form of a detention or in the form of other things when they will say, or then deprive you for certain things, today no go lunch, today no go break. So that they try to bring this place. And then the other side of this behavior now is very, very important that the areas they wouldn't try for, let them try to identify, say, there are children where they get what they call bipolar disorder. You get children, they would autistic children, them, but now, as I been said one time, like, they don't begin to develop that idea for identify autistic children. Because then then they always disconnect from the company of others, then they disconnect from the class, then they disconnect, then they always facing the no one for let them get eye contact. So when you deal with them speaking and they go they facing somebody speaking FTI or you know one for corporate, because you not a human and the first time we appear. So now so it they go gradually. Maybe the parents themselves not able to identify the problem that too much, even though it in stages. So those are the areas where I'm facing now. One of the packages where they give for putback for the teachers them, how they will able to identify these things in school. The one way more look serious than bipolar disorder, because now they deal with your own behavior. In other words, the way they behave, you pattern the way they behave. Now that one day that they affect. And they get different reasons where they behave for that particular reason, which can become very extreme. You mood they change. In other words, when I say bipolar, you mood now they change for different reasons. The one are the most aggressive one because until they deprive you, so until you don't understand something, they change your mood. Some, in fact, for no good reason, just when you mood change. So when you deal with those then people and they find out say, I'm not for try for just go straight away, punish the pikin and deal with them where you know will stop, because that one day that's something where they inside your hormones, that's something where they come outside where you will not to feel, you know, they see them physically they inside body, but how you go deal with that behavior day now your method where you go for apply, you put the package to anything and you identify them. If you need there for give them extra target them where you go entertain them, you encourage them. Those are the areas where they get for look back, where they get for add back like the package of helping the children them. But in general, when you look back again, you go say, okay, corporal punishment, they don't pull out like UK. But you go ask, say, has there not been vandalism? Has not there been any poor school achievements that day? Or something where they alter the picking and behavior pattern for dropout? Yes, then they again. So the area they get for look back, you look at say, because of the way we been there, not on the time when you go sit down at class, use your phone. You not been get WhatsApp, you not been get all these kind of things. You get for look again, say that 10 day, now one way we will look at things, wherein we not really look to anything and behavior no more than what you do. And then you class and now say now the things and they are available. So you go match and back, say, I get for look how I go deal with it. Because sometimes if I let go, say, I not introduce something when I kind of a punishment indirectly, when not to physical and chastisement, and they make it in the form of a kind of a detention, or I try for just maintain them. That's not for the children for the disorder, I mean, the bipolar disorder and the autistic children, they need special care. If you even come to autistic children having a school for themselves, then we're able to help them and get that one day. But here that is always in your sense, all right, it says everything okay, but just because of sometimes in knowledge, you're not able to understand the way where the speed of the subject they either you not like maths or sometimes the man when the French teacher they can't teach French, if you understand in the classroom, and then in the end they begin to punish you. Now they area they get for distinguish who that bright, who that not bright. I will able to help the student instead of I beat them. If the student late, make her able to address the reason why he is late. If the student not dress fine, make her able to address those things, because those are the ones that we normal. Then they address them very easily and then they accommodate them. Then you carry out to the disorderly picking, because when you find out again the percentage will increase from there. Now picking will get disability. And disability, we don't know the class of disability. We they try for me, but I believe say this might be part of this disability. Maybe I don't want an autistic patient, student there, where they able to identify, or now physical disability, where they punish. So they find out then they punish them also. Then they get aggression more and more, because one, then they feel say society, they welcome them because of waiting they get inside it, or people are not understanding them. So you get for understand and then they welcome them. How they go? Like I get one place where at the Wuxan place, one guy they will get autistic. Then tell me what I'm afraid they come. But he gets a program in his brain. He understand all what he do. But he don't want contact na AI. But because of the way I treat them, the one they way that he boss them, because they kind of willing to can't work, but not be the work day. But the one they want to boss them, they avoid the one a white guy there. Because of the way when they treat them, they don't treat them well. Because sometimes like, you go ask for support, they don't play well and do it. That guy, anytime, and they talk to nobody. Today, I noticed the guy for the first time. That's what are you doing the weekend? And the way you try for talk the next sentence now, it go out of your brain, because now they program something, pull them out one thing. For them construct the other way difficult. But it's the way they deal with people. That's so you see back the people and will able for handle your own way. So then get for looking how they deal with this in a holistic way in terms of the health side of people that will get a particular behavior in they, because when they treat them as soon as they develop, they become destructive, and then they go outside and then they begin to cause vandalism. Then they begin to cause destructiveness. Then when they say a problem, then they not before. Unknowingly, even though sometimes they can realize that they don't do bad, and they turn around, they go meet and I go wonder if that person yesterday would be the behave so. So these are the areas where they're going to be bringing it in the curriculum, as an act, we don't make as a memorandum of understanding. It is quite good, because when you look at the way they just generalize everything, they're good for you, healthy for you. But when they pull them, then bring in the method where they show say, you when you do this, not put mild chastisement, because like in the US, I believe some of the day, I think they get few states them where there's even a host, then they call a mild chastisement, where they allow you the parent for beat you picking, but they beat her in a different way. They take her, you put her in your belly, so like in belly part like your legs, then you balance well. I think in a one or two, they allow you for nap, the position there and the back way for nap. At least in particular states in the US, because I've been talking to some Pisco they wanted, not that was years back. Then they tell me the difference how they do them. But I don't know if it is still work. But you know, when you're mild chastisement, then they do. But the mild chastisement, you might say, okay, we can introduce a mild chastisement. Or if the mild chastisement is physically extreme, we don't put that detention, deprivation, you know, we'll go lunch, or you know, we'll get this. Or if you're not possible, they know, say you left for anything they know because they identify and say that this and go deprive you of. But then they give support again after that one day for say, yes, you are welcome in the society. But when you push them out, you know, they welcome them. In the physical the way are they welcome them for can join waiting them for join the class, for can school quick, for let them go able to do their assignment, all those kind of things. You find out you push them away because you welcome them for saying una can inside, una try can learn, una can learn, una knowledge, una dress this way for come. And they bring them in a very hard way. And when they bring them in the hard way, the person mental don't believe they this like a world of tension. Me say I forget for create me own tension for face this. So when you see, if not you meet person where you be say ain't lucky for escape all the while. The one they okay lucky for escape all the while because you not fall into any of them category. Yeah. Now they go say, okay, you see people then come on and go say, oh well, apart from that, people then still learn. But those that were not able for 15 and anything there because it still continue for late, either because of this or then they provoke in the class. So for that, if they left, if they can't late. Or in a shame for Tinatna assembly. There are small bits. Provincial problems, the one then at the village, then go able to identify them, put them at the table as then they teach the teachers them. I believe they still get a very long way for go. It's quite a good idea because it's something where Europeans then they against. So we might say something that society don't go see and buy this idea. This is very good. Let we go able for build with human rights record, which is quite good. So that we said we'll post before. And then it will reflect on the package we will put for the teachers. Now it will show say this year it will work. But the package is difficult now because we still don't get the capacity. But they're not going to put them directly to them, we impose them. Then therefore take small, so that they will able because we're not going able to teach all the teachers they wanted for understand all the things they are, whether not bipolar, whether not autistic, or why this, or sometimes the physical aspect they will understand. See, when I left the picking, if they can't listen, I just try this. But that area of that behavioral pattern where people in they get, or some they come on at home, where we say sometimes a picking get for go to time go for go get water, it can't school late, you not get time for ironing clothes. Then therefore identify all these problems, then put them at the table. Instead of them just don't identify, say the percentage they wouldn't beat, so that they will able to equate them, and so they will able to teach the teachers then, so that the learning will go before, because learning is very, very important for a backbone of a country for develop, and I would appreciate and welcome the idea as long as these are the things when I put, because the teaching they're not telling what to get for put in the package, but I believe say this might be part of them when they get for bring day, and if they bring them people and put them on the table, they will get the infrastructure or the sideway that thing they are people and will able for deal with them, understand quick. Then you go see in the next 4 to 5, 6 years it will work. It will work immediately now, but we still get areas where behavior pattern day. So then people they get for still behave. Even though you they create back a thing for say, well, they know they punish me, let's target the thing, but now in an area wouldn't get for no say, they no create back the student there, so that they will push the against the teachers there. So because now WhatsApp go there under this go there, and man go they begin make differently, so they will understand back say this that your duty as speaking or as a student, where you know say that this that your duty, and then this they expect forget. So when the two parties they understand that and they don't get attention, so then just don't tell the chicken, then don't say, well, we don't go expect, why did they beat you? That's it. Oh, I remember they don't ask me about how they beat me. Oh, I don't go tell now. If they beat me now, they go do this. So in the final say the parent or the student were not able to know something. Now for a good one, let's just make use of the opportunity there. Let him go to school. Let us say that one day go take her for let go fight against the teacher. Let go misbehave now, let not teach am, then get forget that equilibrium dey, na go make the country go before. And I believe say as long as they bring all this, that violence will go there against teachers, what then they say, you know, go there. Because the teaching and training institution where they don't go teach there, the student the teachers they understand and they can't deliver them, and then the student they know back their own purpose what they did in school, and then the parents and back know waiting once on the while they go they help. Because the way lawlessness and the way discipline don't they, and the fear not they too much again, where you get those days where when they see somebody with a fumble, with afraid because with afraid say and say go even go tell with daddy. You see, because one for culprit of corporal punishment, the only thing no one like we would not be the beat we for late coming. Because I mean them they give the bell for ring. They come on, I always stay in a class, so that's not be beat me. Now one thing about the channel day because either would they go for go explain, they see a noise causing, then that's how you know where you go see small king kind of back. But some of them will be unlucky because of the come off then they get other things and one of the factors, then they fall as victims. Because I remember this teacher, I would be old, when we open this place that McKinney, they call it Betsbo Hotel, just in the outside of St. Francis and this man they call out Komo Mr. Camara. In fact, if they can't knock at the gate for people that want to teach, and it be make in an interesting way they beat you. You see, they say back him up and let his bone crack like nuts. See, I'll give you that horizontally or vertically. So all those kind of things. But we negate the fear by then because we love the school. People don't have to go at the school. That is why we've been they still keep for good day. But punishment when you look, I find out a few of them they escape the net, then they go home. So they're not really car again. So that's the thing we're not actually good, where you find out see where teachers then they come with them method they are, and students then they back where they try to take advantage of that thing and then the one then now they suffer most of the time. Now the general populace where we know they produce people and they will need for produce them. So let them consider anything they are and let them go low see there are many ways for tackle them, like we don't suggest so, and other people in back who no pass with, they involve them. And then they try to put the infrastructure. Because I believe, say, side day, we money day, where we will pinch, then put the infrastructure in there. Because it's all part of developing the education, engaging, avoid exclusion. So these are all the plans. Then when they make plan, put them back rights, then you can back up them up. They will give them. So that for future of the Peking. Thank you very much for the platform. Let God continue for help we. And let God make lead us and have wisdom and understanding, as I always say. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Usfred.
Yeah. You're most welcome, yeah.
Yes, sir. If you just join me, government gets plan for ban for beat picking na school. So they say, then go introduce a positive way for Dwam, where the teacher not get for beats, not get for slap, not get for pinch, not get for draw yes, not get for jack. I see Mohammed Kamara, Manchester say, he said then na table then be they lay them na the desk. Also then they take the ruler for beat your finger. I think most of we know that one day. Whether they say make you join all your fingers then together, then they take the sharp end of the ruler, they knock your finger them. Julie Sabangura say, he say if the government they take for beat school picking off the school, make them try for bring scholarship or like prize for good behaviors. I don't know if they still they do prize giving. Where will be they go school, then we get within and call prize giving for the best students them and stuff then like that. I don't know if now the same way they talk, but this now for behaviors, not for the academic now towards the behavior. I say you go see improvement and competition go there among the students then. He say, but in the other hand, if they take and come out then they not do nothing. The government for ready for terrible nation. We go get indiscipline picking them or big person them and also let them ready for build boku prison them for host them 1 year. Valerie say the one them we not can they talk na school in believe say na dyslexia. He say na in get say but boku teacher them not can know this 1 year. Just come out for agree with Junisa for say yes, positive enforcement they lead to positive behavior. Government one pull and they come out. We not open the phone line yet, but we will open the phone line. We'll go make you know. Make a come with Tony. Make we hear it. What's in your take on this one? Welcome on board, Tony Toure Jones. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, Abraham. We go school and salon. We up to this moment, when we still they go and waiting. We all go through them. If they're not beating a house, then go beating a school. You understand? Just like they say, KWKC, Kandawam, Kanda Call. You understand? But if you look the effects, we then things then they it gets serious adverse effects, especially when you get certain schools, then where you get certain teachers, then they beat bad. Then they even make like their love for the subjects. And probably can be say some of them subjects they like their maths, then sciences or this and that. Now you call subject the way you need for make you promote where you able for go to a good stream or get a good grade where you able go do something way more marketable. But they can so discourage you because some are beats, especially me like the primary school I go, the math teacher now beats him you understand. Some you don't get patience that much. So basically, what some of whom they do either you cake, you understand, or some things then they so they before even talking a class, you just set him out no more. Some people then they probably then get the resources now when they go to house and get possible go teach them, go do their assignments. You got some picking in the way. Imagine say mama they sell na market. If mama don't come out say mama say no go back to your school or you don't get assignments, you don't go do your assignments, so you don't get that kind big brother or big sister figure always sabi waiting go help am for doing assignment. So some you find out say someone to make some man even to go out of school because in some way even so if you get them teachers them like first them you get teachers them way few exceptionally good. Then if you know they do well or something happen and the kind of you host, then we can check for see what's in the happen, probably not the surrounding and what's in they cause the problem, you know. So I mean, if you said it's a more plus to it than the negative side we will get follow because some people then go say okay, you go make the picking and become unruly, then go become but no look at example even when you and you were feeding house, you understand. If you're not too strict upon the picking them, it happen for say they're not able for communicate to now. If something happen, then go probably they suffer in silence, probably they're depressed or whatever. They rather either go tell other person we're not even member of the family or somebody in a street where they give them that kind of audience, where they give them that kind of attention. And things like even some people the way they commit suicide. You understand? Because they cannot able for express themselves, they cannot able for talk. Because if you say everything before you tell your parents, it don't allow you or don't give you back hand. They don't even give you that kind of audience day. So it's the same thing at the school. If you not get that kind teacher, we go able for create that kind conducive environment for make you learn and get patience and everything. You find that say you're not able for do well. You end up go probably go pick subjects or go do something where you find that say not go even marketable and this it's a good thing but then therefore I know say definitely what thing for happen they for put some strict measures wherein it go be where they go able for suspend you but you remember say some picking and they now themselves they educate themselves especially the one the way don't then just SS1 you go surprised some of themselves they pay their fees some of themselves they also for themselves some I mean some of who don't work up like we don't see picking and when they self they take care of themselves especially they corner area them you understand we now they self so imagine that kind of situations that where they happen. They need somebody where if they go school, we go for encourage them because it's a choice where they don't make. For say, I want to go school, I want to be somebody, I want to put my people in poverty because now that will believe na Africa. See, when you educate yourself to certain points, you definitely don't elevate poverty. Where that mean contrary to the West, because the West people then they do sports and get, I mean, then they get money past you and they will get PhD or win a professor. Then you understand. So in a nutshell, I feel say it's a good thing, but it depends how they go roll them out, and it therefore be in a situation wherein the beginner will take this advantage because few will use this advantage for the create trouble in a class. They will probably begin a gang at school, probably begin go out of hands, begin do things the way they know say yes, punishments not there. But if they able for the suspend, because even then say away with the even so if pikin they become unruly or anything then they invite the parents. And they see them they suspend it, then they expel them from school. So if you say if you say probably they can drive in the or that direction they want for go. But if you say it's more plus than a minus because we education need them. If you want for, because new things and they evolved every day, new technology in schools, new method of teaching, new this, and the methodology of teaching as well. I'm not saying stuff that they redefine them everything and they modernize them and everything, because if the environment's not conducive, if the environment's very challenging, hostile, there is no proper education that will happen, no comprehension. The comprehension percentage will be less. And at the end of the day, because teachers themselves, they make even them places so then they evaluate lecturers, they will evaluate professors, because you got for know if this lecturer they passed information well, if the method way they use is very accurate, they what's it called, because freedom, as we know, a lot of these teachers, some they create that fright, they make like become so, but some man and they even that beats that gang beats where they can beat. I don't see some teacher they can some class where they know see this class now man and pack they on a trouble so class. Then they can't they lock the remote. Begin beats all man. Even when they can noise cause a list or whatever, they don't want once in the one who class noisy, then they beat all man. And they beat from this, that, and some man sustain injury from the way 30 days they live with the injury. And some might even get max 30 days where they get from that thing. They just like how somebody they say go beat your finger with you, go cocoa you on top your finger, you hand, take the roller and knock, not even your finger, then they knock on top your hand. All that thing and they have to say it's a plus. It depends how they go for all them out and all. But even the homestead, that thing they have serious challenge with certain homestead. Serious challenge. So people and the parents are not get patient. They not even get patient, but for even get audience was low with the picking. I mean, I just know I'm labeled because we all they listen, we all went through, we all go through then couple of punishments and they beat man. So then they give pick pin. You pick pin say you sweat to, put you one finger and a gun. So they put grab the next small stone and they kneel in the dump. So then go tell you go to my go kneel down and do you watch the sun. All that thing and they do and to who they go school. All that thing and they were not meant for. If you not like education, you're not going able. Although some parents where them picking do bad, I know certain people that will go school. Do you understand? When them picking do bad now, the parents they cow them at school. The man then they lick them for one devotion. Before they remember one pandemic, they strict me in the power. They count him about one devotion, but they can't liquor serious to picking bitter. So I feel say go ahead, because some man live with the stigma that they say today. Imagine they don't see Papa Lekura, they talk like a story now over almost years. But I still remember say this was when they say, I see that guy, they call a big man, a Papa America go to school, they liquor, So I mean it's a good thing. I feel say go help the picking necessary they come up now, because if they feel free for talk to them teachers, there will be that kind of plus where they go able for learn more. I feel so that now the benefits will go take from this, because they're not go afraid for ask question. If you don't understand, go tell the teacher go able for go over the topic back, because you're not able to create that kind of fright day if you're not doing assignments. But I mean, but stop picking and they go to use this advantage, say, if I not do this teacher assignments, if you're not going to do me that, you're not going to beat me. We will not say anything and made they beat you, because if you not do your assignments, we can ask school money, then they beat you. And you get ultimate. Because one teacher, I need to always see with white, man, ultimate a lot money. They go around the client, I beat you. So then I will say they beat you self. They give the cane. If you answer the question, they give the cane. I they leak your confidence, serious. So if you not leak it, maybe say that party they near you. If you not whip and well, they take the cane and whip you, so you don't know how they whip you. But the other thing that do, So I mean, it's a plus, man.
All right, thank you very much, Tony.
Yeah.
We all, within here, we they listen right now. We know one person where they been beat, or one person where been say, it's in Anoka again, because of the certain teacher. Man, when they say hot mental, I keep a bit. Yeah, Papa God. I be get a lesson teacher. If you see he come away red, I don't know, man. He dey find something where he no say you no go understand for make he beat you. That particular day, then they beat we all house. As long as he wear red, they can. We see where they come. He say for go buy cane. It dey double the cane. I think some teachers then it's satisfying to them for beat school picking. Seriously. It's satisfying to them because they know your strength, they know your weakness. So that particular day, more like the one the way they choose colors. The day when they choose that color, the way they know say that they didn't a bit. I will you ready no more now. Why? So now make I say the government get for do exchange program with them. Eh? For take the cane and give them the manual. Patrick Shamaya say he say the school picking them the parents them for sign contract with the school for guarantee say the picking them behavior in a classroom and school and also the community. Okay, so the parents then for sign contract with the school for say the picking them go no more now. But the phone line open now. You are for call, be part of the program. You get the opportunity. 232-78990991. Then a WhatsApp, or you can call United States Direct 1-646-6103-107 or United Kingdom 44-739-803-0402. If you then have Facebook, look now the green section at the numbers. The way they scroll, you go see the numbers them. So make we begin call to callers them. Yes, caller, you do live on here. You name and also the call from, please.
Yeah, Mr. Triple A. My name na Mr. Ba Amadou. I call from Washington DC.
Yes, Mr. Ba, what you get for we today on this topic?
Well, I believe say na a very good topic you bring up, and we like that kind of topic here because it is able for open more way than call for the people in the country. Okay, for this for beat school picking them for misbehavior. First of all, me with the call, are they against that? Are they against that? Because I don't feel safe for beat school picking them go solve the problem na school. Because we know say students in school picking them, we get stronger a school picking them na that country day. We get them. And me self why I talk to you so I've been so trangais and stubborn. Okay. So I think say in order for we for be able to make any changes in the country, especially into the school system, we have to know the cause of the problem in order for we to know the solution of the in order for you know the solution. So one thing we therefore do, we therefore force make sure say the picking them we therefore make sure we get an institution for the picking them with the cause problem na school. Because one tranga is picking, not for make all the other good picking them they pay the same price or to pay the same punishment. Okay, how we can able for do that? For get institution them or get certain other schools them where EBC picking where it tranga is in the reward. Now they we send them until they get themselves together. Then we bring them to the more. We bring them back to the other school. Them, you understand? Because in the United States, now so we they do not this country.
Okay,
you
I want
understand?
all you under Mr. B because I think we get approved school for that. Although not for the worst behaviors them, but we get approved school na salon for that. Yes.
Okay. Well, if we get down there na salon. I don't feel say we for allowed we teachers them for beat school picking them for any behavior. We understand say we get speaking them with and stubborn. We fell back for know the fact for say certain teachers them. I don't go say all teachers them. We know the teachers them first way they can teach we picking them if they get any type of domestic violence or any kind of other problem. Because if we can able to stop domestic violence in the country, I believe say then they go able to solve all this problem. But if we not able to solve domestic violence, it lead one of the main cause where it lead all the way to we schools them, because waiting we picking them, then they see waiting them the experience from their home, from their house, from their mama and papa before then waiting them the experience. Now then they bring back to the school. So the government just will do something about domestic violence, because if we able to conquer domestic violence, it will prevent all the things there for happen. Okay, because you don't know the teacher, you don't know that teacher where they come for can teach if he they on drugs, or you don't know what he take, you don't know who's kind with and call who's kind mood he can with in a school. We not get anything in place for even for check the teacher them. You understand? For know if they actually wait and call. We not say they get a degree, but we don't know if they actually mentally fit for able for even for check. Because certain things, speaking can say certain word we be say maybe he no go no say it's so offensive because of he immature, and then you all you begin the beat up. You beat picking say you wait and call. One thing we just for try for do, what thing we go able for do for the picking them, now for give them encouragement. You know, somebody where it make mistake, you know one, you need to encourage them, it make more mistake. You know, encouragement in the sense we just for put certain things where it will benefits the all the picking in the country. But we not for make one picking because one picking or two picking or five picking, they cause problem at the country, and then now the other good picking that will get at the country, then for pay the same price. So now my own contribution than they are.
Thank you very much, Mr. B.
Yeah.
Yeah. A phone line open. We get a lot of calls that we don't come over. We return calls them now. A lot of calls don't come. We return the calls them. Corporal punishment for beat picking, for jack picking, yes, for twisting, yes, for concam. No more. Just call ID live on here. Your name and where you call from, please.
Yeah, this is not George from Boston. Yeah, so from a personal standpoint, I began a very, really bad experience where I've been to grow up at a very young age. I think I must have been like 5 years old, maybe 6. So me and me company would play with the ruler. Now we broke the ruler. So now the teacher come. I still remember the woman name, Mrs. Coleman. I say, is that ruler when I don't broke? So I pay for him. So that thing, and I can't tell me, grandpa. I say, I don't go broke ruler to you. So the teacher said, no pay for. I say, is any day who can not bring any ruler? It be between in front of the class. So that thing, my grandpa, we don't go to village, come. So we come. Then Wednesday, Thursday. So man say, okay, I tell my grandpa, he said, delay. So I go the next day, Friday, and beats me. Then Saturday, Saturday, at the play, everything at the play ball, everything is fine. Then Sunday don't come now, 5, 6 o'clock. I say, hey, I don't get to school, and I got to go school. Then subconsciously, even this, me granny, let me get for tell me. Subconsciously, I just lay down on now. So I create this song, na mende now, right? I just little, I don't even know. So I just little now. I don't become so worried now. What thing this teacher get for do? How you get for go beat me psychologically? So I begin sing this song now. I begin talk to me. So I say, teacher, nyamwesiangaende. So I just sing this song. Like what the teacher asked me tomorrow, what I go talk? What the teacher asked me tomorrow? I didn't repeat it no more. So let me granny here. He said, I said you can't able to sleep. I said this must be. This is a serious thing. So the next day, me grandpa me the night go. Me ain't going to school. He said this school of business. He said don't make. He said me picking sleep on it. So he said he worry. He said because he said we come. He said yesterday I sing this thing. He said so. What we do when grandpa come? We do at all cost. At all cost to break and this school. I said but do ya? He said do ya? He said mommy come not be speaking again. He said because it is worry now. One can school safe. So those are the things that were like waiting Tony say, all the other people even talk. Now, it's psychologically, emotionally, it affect picking them. Positive, me believe the way you reward somebody positively, it leads to more positive effort. For example, all right, I'm in class 6. One my uncle, a very older uncle, he go father school, secondary school. So my granny tell and say, I said, but George got potential, but George know they do not play ball, they play ball. They listen to me. If it's a being time stable, all anything there. So let me go to say, yeah. I say, I beat you. If you say, I beat you. I say, what they do? I say, until you like for play ball. I say, they go play ball. If you don't know your time stable to 12, they go play ball. If you don't sabi you squares and square roots, they go play ball. And the bad thing is AAA, the company they play right in front of the field, right in front of us. So I think I say, and he had spoil. So what me do? It motivates me time stable. I cram me time stable. I cram everything. I scrap me squares and square roots. Really, it really helped me for life even because it not beats me. It not tell me say I go to the corner. It just say listen, me I there all day, all afternoon. If you not learn the time stable, you need to go play ball. It like now 1 week, 1 month. It say I not care. Say I need to beat you. I need to take anything away from you. But wait me in less than 2 or 3 days, I don't master. What to do because play ball. If you be take play ball away from me, it's like you might as well just kill me, right? Because that I always look forward to rain or shine. So these are the things that. And then lastly, waiting the last caller talk. We talk say some teachers then that domestic abuse, and I can lead to them in the day. Me to take an even further. Say for example, just imagine we talk about teacher that really beat. Sometimes maybe we talk about man teacher, I don't know, but just imagine a female teacher, right? So in psychology, there's something called kicking the dog syndrome, and if you can always remember this. When let's say that woman in a man don't argue na us, right? And not able for beat a man because a man is person, right? So they don't go, yeah. So they it kind of school. Who don't have the less threatening or subject or object where you see? Not the school picking them. You see? And sometimes it could be picking, not so because it really matter at that picking, but because of waiting the person waiting not happen at us, in the able revenge. So it kind of school, the less threatening object, and that can happen every time. And that domestic abuse are true. Domestic abuse now also they translate to abuse, because again, you bit picking will get no side for you get the authority already. The picking will go report you now us, and there's no and they can go to police station. So yeah, just to wrap up, that I mean being experience, it was very traumatic. I mean, psychologically and emotionally.
All
That
right.
I mean,
Thank you very much, Judge.
okay.
Yes, sir. The phone line don't close, but we get calls them will go return, but the phone line don't close. Yeah. Yes, call ID live on here. Your name and who side the call from, please. Yes, call ID live on here. Your name and who side the call from. Okay, think so. It gets me?
Hello?
Yes. You
Yes,
did
I
live on here. Your name and who side the call from, please.
Good evening, but I recall from Holland. My name is Desmond.
Yes, Desmond, you get 3 minutes. Waiting at your own contribution.
Well, my contribution in the first place, thank you for bringing this program and the opportunity as well for that we add our own voice to it in all they talk about. I want to say one thing, society they don't revolve. A lot of things and they don't change at the globe. And countries then they host people then they ahead of we in a salon. The reason we to make them ahead of we na because then accept change and then do things in the right way. We be don't they do things the wrong way. And this wrong way we don't they do things, it don't hinder so many people they may able progress in their education. If the minister don't see the need this time for put something together and put them to parliament, that made them turn into a positive approach what them will take for treat we picking them. I believe saying I welcome idea. And then if you look some of the things and where we don't go through in we days them at school, me own days where I go school, ever since na my life, now there I go here and say history practical. And this history practical, you forgo now the teacher and host go beat block for them. Now the history
Who
is
school now,
practical.
Andy?
Well, I not go left for
You know,
call
I
the
call
school
the
for
school name, eh? Okay.
yes. And the teacher will teach me by then will teach me history. Now a police officer today in a salon. By then when we been in school, they threaten we say Inge for be United Nations Secretary General President. He was not friendly to students. He was so arrogant. And I can understand say we not get standards in our society where we come out in a salon. And up to this day, and that make where you go now, some part in Africa, the aggressiveness where you see in we compared to where you come now the West, it's totally different because system and standards then they work. Like somebody they talk say, oh, then get for very be careful. The pikin them go stand against the student them. The pikin them go stand against the teachers them. You go bring chaotic. No, we need for accept change. Now the way and manner we will go approach with pikin them in school or with people them. Now you go make themselves accept the change. But if a teacher go to class, he begin chastise the pikin, begin tell and say you now molanke driver you go get for B, you not go progress, you go turn this, you go turn that. At the end of the day, what you expect that pikin for be? You when you serve as motivation and role model for that pikin. Already now you don't demoralize and done. So the area of abolishing this corporal punishment turn into something where it could be a positive approach, now a right direction. But the bulk lies on the teachers then. Waiting the ministry will get for put in place for educate them properly, make them know say then job now for build the pikin in a society, not to follow them go make the pikin. Like me, there was the time I tell him about I don't want go school. We get one teacher who we call Mr. Blake. He don't late now. He dey pull we come out na the school. He dey pull we come out na we school. He dey carry we go pong na this place we don't call Y Junction. Kebiton na Bo. Kebiton na Bo back of day. For go dig potato heaps for him. He say na him practical that one day. Just imagine, you know, that man he dey begin beat we from Y Junction. Where you even if na a minute, he dey na Y Junction, he don't turn up that hill. He dey begin cane you, dey tell you enter the classroom for no good reason. So some of who we na hard way we go to school. So if the need don't come for men and change this concept in our society, I welcome note. I just believe say them for engage the parent them, they put in the minister, do we go na the market, we listen to the market women then when they talk the constraints when they get for pay fees and when they take extra classes with them picking them. Thank you very much, Lano.
Okay, thank you very much, Desmond. Yeah. Yes, caller, you dey live on air. Your name and who side you call from, please.
Mina Dauda, they call from Maryland.
Yes, Dauda, you get 3 minutes, sir. What you get for we?
Yeah, this corporal punishment whether they try for pull so for picking them. Me, I think it's a good idea for let them pull them because some of we all don't go through their unnecessary beating then they from teachers them and where they make sometimes even subject the way you be lectured. But because of maybe they change the teacher way be they teach you proper, way be they make you understand, and then change them the one way they bring come in. Now one way we say you know they even get mind for asking question. When you ask a question, I beat you, they beat you. You know, then they frustrate you to a point where we say you know they even able to understand what you need again. You know, they able to understand waiting for go about you subject way they do. So maybe leave say them for pull up. And if they pull them, it will be a good thing for school picking and at home. And then two again, we need for re-educate with teachers them. Because 50% of the teachers the way they teach in a salon, then just they no more for the money where they make. And for that small change where they make from lessons and all that. Most of them not sabi teach. Most of them not sabi teach. They encourage picking them one. You know, they not got one encouragement for school picking them. So the need for re-educate them teachers them. And then two, the need for begin monitor teachers them. Because back then when teachers they know say, hey, at any time somebody will come around for can supervise we, for can check what they do. Teachers them they actually do well. But now they need to monitor teachers them. They need to check what thing they do. The principals then when at the head at the schools them, they not even care. Better than that, you go see principals and teachers there, they go sit down and talk about Manchester United, how the game play yesterday, what team play yesterday, who had this. Then they left the school picking them with them for teach. And then they go on a salon. You know, instead of teacher go teach, they talk about sport. It they left waiting for do it, they can't sit down, they talk about sport. You know, then when picking not do well now, then go beat them. When picking late, then take money now you and then beat you back on top. So we need for re-educate the teachers them too. And then another thing again, waiting happen to approve school. Be everyone or call be they say we need for make schools them there for the correct picking the way they do bad. We been get them. We been
No,
get
we
approved
still get
school.
them. Approved school still there.
Approved school still they exist.
Yes, it is.
But you know they function like where be they function before. Because I get one my cousin where they say that the baddest motor man alive. Where it be say be trouble so me kind of they can't go now. When he return back now the change person whatever see. They begin do well in a school, they listen and they cause trouble again. So all the institutions then we need for revive them back. Let them become again something where we go change picking their life. We go you know able make where then can you go na approve school, where you a bad student and can you go na approve school, where you come you for be a change student. You know, all these things we need for put them back together. But me personally, I think it's a good initiative. Now, a good thing if you then pull them, you know, because Congress, Muslim Congress, we don't jump fence them because they want to beat the entire class. You go get about 6-7 teachers, they will come to line no more, say that they beat everybody. So each one of them teachers, then they forbid you, will not able to be, I will jump fence, will jump school, 3rd floor, kind of, will not agree. So all the things then they frustrate necessary one. Some teacher then they don't drunk. If they can't on head, they can't pull Sarah. And that drink business too, they need for the check teachers them for that. Because if you don't drink, what they can't teach me. What they can't teach Pekin for let you understand. Now one max no more go they pull pana because if Pekin will get the mind for ask you question. Any question where they try for ask you, you see that you beat them or you alapana. So that they alone where you alapa. Some Pekin and the way you alapa, you don't turn the off. Wait till you understand that they didn't understand again. You know, so na me own contribution that.
Thank you very much, Dauda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The phone line don't close, but if you don't call, don't worry. We're gonna call you back. Most of them people, yeah, now people that will be don't call, will they call back. But you not call again, no, left an hour for Saturday. Yeah? Yes, call ID live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, I've been a Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get 3 minutes. So what you get for we?
Then thing there, they don't talk all the thing there, but maybe no fear is. Then thing that maybe now inside free to no more they're going first. Then thing there, all the school the way they apply, where then at them village they don't other province there. They don't see.
They say
Because
across the country. They say across.
Well, yeah, na paper no more, but free to na they picking go tower or you go tell your mama say the teacher Peter, but applying some of young people they will know that why crying. They go silent the teacher back because me papa is doing. Na kono Mr. Levin na ask but now they all go drink poyo na monkey square even 10. Where they go drink poyo na they go tell say this is to na show you behavior na show you behavior. Where see na money. Me pa we see car where the poyo don't clear high. It is far me go to school. Front of everybody na they beat me back on top. I said, but what kind of thing is? Me go tell me pa no, I don't even tell me pa behave. When the teacher don't beat me, when you go back na monkey square, they don't drink enough for you. Now they begin to they ask how that man they do. He begin tell her now rubbish way no for tell her. Pa the vex now where can then next day. So now they sleep. Pa wake me up. So what you do in school, this and that. And so Mr. Levy say do this, you do that. Because of that, I left corner go Liberia. I said not go. They beating me too much. One part for defend me, but they, it is support the team, Mr. Levy. I tell you that thing is so painful. It's so frustrating so much that I nearly do something bad to Mr. Levy. I put something and drink. Volume 5. Now I not go lie. I put that and drink. Say you, I go see you there. I'm a sleep in a class. Stay sleep. You always get cup. I don't know if now Poyo Day or waiting there and but I put volume 5. I put 10 volume 5 inside that drink. That man says a ball say ball. But outside nobody not see me, nobody camera they know they don't turn again. Where they go say now will put her. But I mean they put hype, I say he suspect me because of the beating. So you see, 19 and na future you go work. But you know, certain laws the day where they pass in that country, na future normally they go enforce and small because of the beginning na future they get access to social media, parents the back don't wise, they go you know. But the one the way they now offline with the some of them people they didn't know too much, know the thing and when they don't pass if they go explain it to them, they not go explain it to the who knows. You know, where you do the teacher beat you. The teacher know the parents know the teacher. And the whole day at the village, now the whole day at the town. You don't see? So if they enforce it at the rest of the country, it will be fine. But it will be hard. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Well, me I know you're waiting Patrick say. Yeah? Me know you're waiting say. We get 2 more people then for bringing Cam on board. For ban corporal punishment in a school. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, this now Usman at the call from Maryland.
Usman, you get 3 minutes, sir. What you get for me?
Yeah, me, I glad the way they say them pull out. I want let them pull out because like me, what been the go school out they affect me. I not be like beat at all. Yeah, I remember one time what been the primary school who fed me and me company and they say for beat me and I enforce what see waiting and pass on. By the time they reach 12, I don't run away. Then suspend me for 1 week. Me I be 8 beats and not be and even when I go back for go learn Arabic, then I make cannot done Arabic at school. It's not good at all. Other ways then they wouldn't go do it. I mean go make picking and learn. We know say some picking and then troublesome. Then they we know. But just like how they talk about that approved school, I mean they for bringing them in the back, you know. But beats not school. Me I hate and say if they I know say tomorrow something they will go make them go beat me. I know they sleep safe. I hate beats. Beats not good. You know, no way for punish picking at school. No, they way good. I be learn Arabic. One time we see the Mualim go run after me na me house. They bring me come. I tell you know then and they like me people let me poor, you know. So in the morning they get for engen for normally get something for it in the morning. Yes. They go take me from Namios, bring me to school, and na the Arabic place. They say let me you know where like where the butu me and I stretch me back for let beat me. Then they are saying all this. He say I go there. Wait say I 7 months. When me ask the one, then they beat me. He knock me with the cane also, not torture, not talk nothing. I just clean up like statue. Yes. We don't I say I go sit down. From that night, he say afraid, you know, harass me again, and I see himself. Now so that afraid they come for me. Now show me Arabic one for go learn Arabic stop. Now I cannot be able to done the Quran. Yes, but Peter Eaton, it's not good at all. I'm not going to say now school. School and are they very, very careful. Me, I've been afraid beat bad. Yes. Beat's not good. No way, not the way good at all. Other ways then they wouldn't go punish the Peking way. I mean they go change. I mean like that approved school, 10 and they let them bring their initiative then the back. But beat's no way, not the way good for we. No. I'm glad you for that. For this initiative what they try for bring. Yeah. I'm glad you. So that's my main contribution.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Usman, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I'll go to a last caller for today. It looks like, see, the diaspora, we all they speak one voice. I think so. We need for send the camera. Make the camera go ask for Weber. the people in a salon waiting they say, because we will call like today. Since now from the diaspora, we all the four. Some few people they against. I'll carry 1 or 2 texts, then go left here. I know I make this program reach 2 hours. Yes, call ID live on air. Your name and also the call from, please.
Yes, Triple Eight. This is Omar from Los Angeles. Thank you very much, my
Yeah, you
brother.
got 3 minutes, sir.
This now serious topic. This to me, it go deeply past the politics talk we can talk, because this go deeper. The reason is everything we want to talk about today. Like me, I don't go through it. 1 minute be meant to do. The abuse, people let me come and they make excuses. This is wrong. This is completely wrong. Spanking of any kind is wrong. We'll not talk the thing. 1, autism. You get some artistic beginner where you need to see on their face. Example, we got one prominent actress what they call Holly Robinson Pete. In beginner way born, they get artistic, now artistic beginner. But inside can talk about, then they now before you know they even know they get that. That's not one. We get attention deficit. Who knows some of them thinking with them people and talk say, hey, that's wrong, it's speaking them. Then they go through that. Yeah, then they make sure say they make room for them picking them. Who knows if them beat them, they beat through some of the party there. Will be small, they get attention deficit disorder. Will make them need to sit on one place, then they move all over the place. Anybody that will be checking them, we get that kind of standard of education there, or set of land people of no say, this speaking in need for the na certain part, na the school. Because you get attention deficit, it needs special teacher. Yeah, they get special teacher for special needs keep picking them. Most of we, back then, they wouldn't be beat we, some of we get special needs, but we don't know. They don't know. Then they beat picking them, just like I want to say. They don't beat me, they fold my finger. They don't beat me with cake. Let me tell you the one funny thing will happen. Me ex-brother-in-law, my small sister last imam. This man in the call zone 2, Muslim Congress. The reason we make them call zone 2, this guy not be PE teacher. The beat to this guy, that guy be the beat to. Zone 2, why see them like it go to not public. Anybody not familiar with Muslim Congress? That's just 2 K3. What they don't pray them, you know they at the assembly line. The beat, that they na stadium, during Zone 2 final, now they somebody go see where they jump over the fence, where police them beat and we say, who to catch that them there now? Take we come on it. Any small thing they say Zone 2. Where we can meet up in America, where are we? Now say I know you. I said the victory beats me na salon. You know can meet that meeting. I said you na Zone 2. Now I say yeah, that's not the back. But now the thing is, you know, somebody just talk up. We get some of them teacher here, some of them woman here, when they woman teacher there, nothing wrong with them, but when they in that ministerial period, they have the one with the man themselves. Then they try to keep on them, let alone for going to school. Let me tell you a story what passed with me and my pikin. My pikin, when he make misbehave one day, they get pikin. Now in mama tell us, if you do again, I go put pepper in the eye. We Africa, then we talk to them. So the pikin go to school. He not been doing homework. The teacher go ask her. He said, Fatima, where's your homework? He not talk. Now the teacher said, well, I'm gonna call your mom. Now he begin cry. Now the teacher said, well, why are you crying? Now I said, oh, my mom told me that anytime I misbehave at school, she will put pepper in my eyes. Boom. Guess what happened? 12 o'clock midnight today past like now police they can knock them up away. The one that will line up all the Peking and let them interview them. Even a small boy, if he just 6 years old. 9 they put the stage behind we. Had then people that did in the can and they make with the whole people refrigerator, let them make sure say food the feed the Peking and good. The ones inside and they don't. They want not to say me have to one now tell the ref. I say you. If you have been called any Peking again, when they come at the tellers in you, because me and they can lost my job, and we all children at the medical field. Anybody who hold medical field license in this country, it's easy for them. And where see they take an exam? You never ever work with Any human being again will go for do with medical teaching, nothing. Then especially California, then take you and child abuse business. Because then Latina will be done generate from people. How many of we be there in a salon will be the grow up holding in the 50s? Where papa one paint, if you call on also on a council, which color paint you want to use? Papa doesn't do what he want to do. When I would see what papa they catch mama before we it beat and say scrapper. Mama go to people and then tell and say go back like you man. What kind of abuse you pass down? Now any teacher having a pool pan here. You then pick the picky go to school. If a matter and say go back, let them go beat you the next day. Oh, this is all wrong. Let nobody not make excuses while picking. We don't even know if some of we can get attention deficit or some other deficit. What they not even know about. Yeah, they get special. They go through what they call the stakeholder picking. They send special teacher for them. They call them special needs kids. We not we know that. So speaking, they talking, they sit down, they say, this is not Franga, he's speaking. Now big no more for the beater. No, maybe get attention deficit. Guy gave up who would see him. If this guy said they go change this, may I be all in, it could be the best person ever in Sierra Leone. Now be bad habit. That beat, man, the beating where teacher they beat people. I tell you, I don't want teacher. May I put blow as a camp, today I let me left hand you. Now me not party then go patry. I say where you done now today now. I know say at the park we bundle this could be America again. Muslim Congress. I said today they go. Because the good now the thing don't maybe like Muslim Congress because now all boys. So they never go beat you before woman. Because now all boys. Hey, you don't go now money, they don't take the books then. No to book they pack the inside waste. Which kind of slavery that is a mentally not good. Because yesterday they go beat you. You go coupe you waste, you man with books then. Because yesterday they go beat you. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thank you very much, Omar. Omar, our last caller. Okay. Omar from Minneapolis say, in things say for reward, good behavior. Now the key right now, if we want for pull this corporal punishment, say because other students them go like for be rewarded, for be good students. So they ask, say, what thing will be the stand, for them Quranic place them. I think, I don't know. Just like what Usman talk, the one they can go learn Arabic. Man, the one they can learn, I don't know. Then just feel safe for beats. Now the only way for able for learn. I don't know if them be part of us. Until we get chance for ask the ministry, then go get answer for we. Because that one they not go say na school, you know. Shaku Kamara say, he say Tripoli. He say one good example na St. Augustine Secondary School within Alungi. He said the Reverend Father where na that school day, he get a no flogging policy. He say yet the school na one of the best school in the country. He say this school don't produce beaucoup hundreds of graduates them. Just come and say for agree say ADD na real thing. And many times it go undiagnosed na salon. Ben du come and say go Tawail. He said that place na be beating camp with the exception of Mrs. Lawson. I say that Mrs. Lawson ain't changing life by just talking and encouraging them. He say now the reason this way nowadays we picking them full that this person in name na in Arabic so I don't know but na Facebook. He say because we they try now for put the Western culture we go affect we later. He say back in the days with people them be very clever at school. He say because them be getting and call hot mental and the teacher if you don't know he go beat you. and the person waiting next to you, next time you go study for make yourself put more effort by the health mental. He said now because of this Western culture, now we dey try for put on our country. Now I make students and they even afraid self for play pornographic movies inside class, and the teacher then they afraid for beat speaking them or discipline them. They say all the students then now they use phone even inside examination instead of them study. He say I tell you thank you because you now understand my own points. Okay. This topic no go done. But now I will go left and today. Eh? For the St. Augustine school where the father in be they do well there. Well, Omar from Minneapolis say well the other father way be the YSS na Yengema Secondary School. He said that they be mean. He dey slap, he dey kick, he dey Allah. And I hope say that father did not under again. No. Eh? But like I said, we need for send the camera now to the people them na salon. Because today, na the one in the diaspora. So now we've been accused saying that because of the Western culture and make. Well, I'll ask the comrade in a salon. We go send the camera for go ask the comrade them, make them tell we this thing where government want out, waiting at them take. Waiting at them take. Now you waiting the comrade and go tell we. Okay. Donald Jones. Let me see what Donald Jones say before we left here. Donald Jones say in teacher, he said them bout na St. Edward Secondary School. And in there against beating na school and abuse. And the saddest part, some teachers the way they take advantage of school picking, even the small picking and safe. Now that then they use for scared them. Say if you go tell your mama, you go tell your papa, every day I go they beat you. Every day they beat you I go they give you. And now then they can use by the picking them. Again, yes, we know say everything gets the good side, it gets the bad side. But this one, if I come out, then teachers the way can wear color. Just wear the color. Everybody in the class knows it today. They can't beat all man. For just no good reason. He defend them because he know na weakening point. Now they get for pass. All that they go done. And we get for look for fend the class lawsuit. Who get for cab? Because now the government don't say na violence against children. So na radio they come. When I go pay we. For all waiting, if na SLTU now, if na the government now, if na the ministry now, somebody has to pay. Eh? We always get history. Well, I don't boss. Salomon they can do. We'll go there back tomorrow. Eh? Till we meet again. See police. Tata.